Hey Miles, thanks for
Hey,
joining us on CAD Micro TV. I'm really
yeah,
excited about the T-SCAN product and what it may bring to the Canadian marketplace. I've got some questions to help us understand what this product can do. So let's jump in.
great.
The T-SCAN looks like a different measuring approach compared to other GOM products. Can you tell us how it's different?
Yeah, there's a few main differences between the T-SCAN and what you'd typically see from GOM. One that you'll notice right away is that it's a laser-based scanning system, as opposed to the standard kind of fringe projection systems you would see from other GOM scanners. Another thing you're going to notice with the T-SCAN is that you don't have to use reference points with it, and that's one of the big strengths of the system. It actually uses an optical tracker to track the handheld laser measuring device. So those are the main differences between the T-SCAN and what you normally see from a GOM system.
Awesome. Who's the ideal customer for this T-SCAN product? What market segments or industries should be looking at this kind of product?
So there's a few key benefits to the T-SCAN, and those translate very well to a couple different markets. So as I mentioned, one of the key benefits for the T-SCAN is that you don't have to use reference points on the part. The other big benefit for it is that it has a very large measuring volume. So really, if you have large parts and you don't want to use reference points on them, or it's tricky to place reference points on them, that's where it would fit in. And we see a lot of people in industries that are looking at frames and fixtures, for example, or things like tooling for automotive or aerospace. These kinds of applications is where we see a lot of good use cases for the T-SCAN.
Yeah, that's really cool. With this being such a different product, being laser-based, is it the same GOM Inspect software used, or is additional software required?
Yeah, so one of the great things about the T-SCAN is that it's fully integrated into GOM Inspect. So this is going to be the same software that any of the other GOM systems are running on. That means you're going to have very consistent workflows versus what you would see from other GOM systems. And the software team at GOM has done a great job really making the workflows for the T-SCAN as efficient as possible. So all the different accessories you can use with the T-SCAN, everything operates directly right into GOM Inspect.
A question that something I picked up on one of your last statements was about it being a larger measuring volume. What sizes or volumes does the T-SCAN optical trackers come in?
Yeah, so there's two versions of the T-SCAN that are available today. There's the T-SCAN 20 and the T-SCAN 10. The 10 and 20 correlate to the cubic volume that they have. So the T-SCAN 20 has a volume of 20 cubic meters, and that gives you a part length of approximately 4 meters from the front and back of the measuring volume that you can measure without having to move the tracking device. And the T-SCAN 10, same thing, it has a 10 cubic meter field of view, and that correlates to approximately a 2.5 meter part length in that same field of view.
Yeah, that's quite large. It's very impressive. I see that there are dynamic reference targets available with this product. What are these accessories used for?
Yeah, so the dynamic referencing targets, this is actually one of my favorite accessories that we have with the T-SCAN. And what this does is it allows the system to compensate for any vibrations or things like that you'd have in the scanning environment. So for example, if you're measuring a big tool in a sheet metal stamping plant, for example, you place these dynamic referencing targets on the part, and any vibrations you might have from a stamping press or something of that nature, the system will compensate for. So you don't have to worry about part vibrations or things like that messing with your measurements.
Oh, that's really cool. You know, it's laser based, so it's non-contact based. Is there any kind of options or accessories with this equipment if I need to measure deep bores or need to do contact measurements?
Yeah, so there's a few things that we have available, but the main one I think that fits that void is something called the T-point. So this is a touch probe that can be used, which is also measured by the tracker. So when you buy a T-SCAN, you have the option to get the touch probe, the probing, or the scanning, or both. And what the touch probe can do is it can measure individual features, so just individual points, planes, circles, slots, anything like that. Or it can measure deep bores, which you might not be able to see with the handheld laser-based system. And even with the T-Point, there's a really nice guided workflow inside of GOM Inspect that guides you through all of the different features you want to measure once you have your measurement plan set up.
Well, that's really cool. So between, the probe, the dynamic part referencing targets, the integration with GOM Inspect, this is a really cool product to add to your portfolio.
Yep. Yeah, it's really nice. It really, I think, fills a good need that we missed a little bit with some of the other products, with the large measuring volume, not needing reference points, the combination of scanning and probing. It really is going to be a great fit for a lot of customers.
Awesome, Miles. Thanks for sharing all that information about the T-SCAN. We appreciate your input today.
Yep, no problem, Rob.